Since the subscribers have started rolling in, I've been keeping a close eye on where you all are, all you beautiful people who've decided to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you do. 14.4% of you at the time of recording are Dutch, which, I said Max Verstappen will win next season, so I'm kind of not surprised by that. Dankjewel, is that right? I used to work with a Dutch guy who taught me a few Dutch sayings. He also taught me some less PG friendly terms like ganka. I won't give the translation for that, I don't feel I need to. But yes, I wanted to bring a video that's particularly focused towards you guys because we all know you love Max Verstappen, but there is a sizable cog. Sorry, this dog is really annoying me. He's literally between my legs trying, why won't you leave me alone? There is a man behind the scenes who, if it wasn't for, Max wouldn't be where he is today because he's been with him every step of the way. Yes, I am talking about the man in the title. I'm going to try my best to pronounce his name. Gianpiero Lambiase. That wasn't very good, was it? And you know what's even funnier? He's got the most Italian sounding name, yet he's got the most London accent you could ever put on a man. Gianpiero. I wonder if he just like, all right, mate. Alright geezers, my name's Gianpiero Lambiase. Max always refers to him on radio as GP, so that's what I'm going to do for the sake of this video, because trying to pronounce that every time I say it. And just to reiterate how well Max is doing, he's coming into his 4th season already, and he's only just turned 22 in last September. But anyway, back to GP. Now, I'll preface all this with, there's not much information about him online. I've tried my best to find what I can, pick from where I can. There's not many sources of it out there. So he was born in 1981. Now, whether that was in England or not, I don't know. Obviously, he grew up in England because there's not a shred of an Italian accent on the guy. But maybe he was born in Italy, moved over here when he was young. I don't really know. There's literally only 2 other bits of personal information that I know about him. He got a Lotus Elise for his first car when he was 25, which is pretty decent. And he's a Chelsea fan. Yeah, I found his Twitter and scrubbed through, and there was a few tweets about Chelsea, which I'm disappointed, GP. I'm very disappointed. But never mind, onto his motorsport career. I've linked below an interview he did when he first joined Red Bull back in 2016, where I took some of this information from. It might be an interesting read if you are interested. So, he started his career at Jordan in 2005. Shortly before they became Midlands GP in 2006, then Spiker in 2007, then Force India in 2008. And it goes without saying that the Silverstone-based team is now Racing Point. Now, in terms of his race engineer experience, as far as I can find, his first experience with a driver is Vitantonio Liuzzi in 2010 for Force India. Then he moved on to Big PDR, Paul di Resta, from 2011 to 2013, still at Force India. And his final year with Force India was with Sergio Perez in 2014. At the end of that season, he left and went to Red Bull, where he still remains today, obviously. So he came in as race director for Daniel Kvyat, but obviously, unfortunately, that only lasted, unfortunately for Kvyat, until the Spanish GP in 2016, where Max took his seat, and the rest is history. You know, it's clear to me, and it's clear from, you know, interviews that Max has done and various radio messages that you hear, they've obviously got a very, very good relationship, them two. And that's so critical. I think it's often not fully appreciated how big of an impact the race engineer can have on the output of a race, because they are the sole, you know, connection that the driver has with the outside world. And there's so much going on. There's massive teams all coordinating, trying to sort things out, and it all has to come through one individual talking to one driver. He's very clear, honest, transparent, straight to the point with Max, which I think is what Max needs. And Max has been quoted saying, you know, he doesn't want a race engineer who's, you know, too chatty and too mouthy. And, you know, GP kind of fits the bill perfectly. Obviously, Max was quite reckless in his early years in F1, but there's only so much a race engineer can actually do to impact how, like, they can't really impact how the driver's driving, bar, like, tyre management, essentially. The rest is kind of up to the driver. But obviously, they've found a balance now where Max has matured, like, significantly, if you ask me. There's been a real change in his approach. Like, the battles he was having with Charles Leclerc in Silverstone, that wouldn't have happened with a Max 2-3 years ago. He'd have definitely crashed into him at some point because he would have just pushed that little bit too hard. Ironically, Seb ended up shunting in from behind. So, you know, these things happen. Look, Max is still only 22. He's still a young man, and having a race engineer who's a very level, shrewd, calm head will help keep Max's emotions in check, and it does seem to be working. Again, he's not afraid to give Max some sass. Here's a few examples.
Okay, Max, we have been given a 5-second penalty, so we will need to push on now. Push on. For what? Don't worry about it. Get your head down.
Why is Daniel swapping?
I don't know. Carry on.
GP, what's going on?
Overtake it, mate.
Nothing is working. Delta lap are not working.
Yes.
The light is
calm down,
on.
Max. Max, calm down.
Come on, calm down, calm down.
So yeah, the strength of the relationship these two guys clearly have. They clearly get along really well, and they clearly understand one another. I think that is a significant part as to why I think he'll win the 2020 season. So extending off to you guys, who do you think the best race engineer in F1 is at the moment or historically? I mean, I've got a soft spot for Rob Smedley. I think he's a legend. He's funny. It's because he's funny. He might be terrible at his job. He's probably not. He's got quite the CV behind him, but I just find him funny. Also, let me know down below if there's anyone else in Formula One you want me to pull out a profile on. I'm trying to go for people who aren't typically covered. I'm not just going to do a, who's Lewis Hamilton, because there's probably about 1,000 videos about that. Anyone who's a bit more unknown, Michael Massey maybe, or I don't know. Someone you might be interested to find out a little bit more about. Let me know in the comments below. And as ever, thank you all so much for watching. I really massively appreciate the support. I'm doing my best to go through every single comment and give a like and a meaningful response. And I'm on top of it up to now. So I'm going to keep going and keep trying my best to respond to every single person who comments down below. So comment. If you comment, I should reply. Even if you're really mean to me, I'll do my best to not just call you a prick. Please drop a like on this video if you have enjoyed it, and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know whenever I'm releasing videos. At least once a week is what I'm going for now. Hopefully getting up to twice a week, we'll see. And also let me know down in the comments below if you've got any video ideas or anything you'd like me to cover in particular, anything you'd like to see. I've got a list, but I'd like to get your input, because at the end of the day, you're the reason I'm doing this, because I want to produce videos and create content that people actually enjoy. So yeah, I've been Tommo. This is the Tommo F1 YouTube channel. Thank you so much once again, forever. The support's been amazing. The blow up has been insane. Have a good one.